You are here because the outside world rejects you.
Hey, what's up everyone? There's currently a lot going on with the Ninja Turtles. In the comics world, the main run is still going on. It's been going on since 2011, which is crazy to think about. And then of course there's the smash hit miniseries, The Last Ronin, which seems to have just turned into a juggernaut. It's probably one of the greatest things to happen to the Turtles in a long time, in my opinion. And now there seems to be potential more stories that are going to be told in this universe, I would imagine through spin-off comics. So that's the comic side of things. When it comes to a show, there's nothing going on right now, which is kind of a bummer. I really hope they come out with some type of serialized show that we can follow from week to week, that have the Turtles go through these big arcs and have episodes leaving you on cliffhangers, like what's going to happen on the next one, stuff like that. I feel like that's something the franchise is missing right now. But on the movie side of things, there seems to be quite a bit going on. Seth Rogen's company, Point Grey Pictures, is going to be doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the next chapter, which is going to be coming out in 2023. I feel like the merchandising and marketing for that one is going to be off the charts. It even looks like some people that worked on Into the Spider-Verse are going to be working on it. Really looking forward to seeing what they come up with for that movie. As of right now, all we have is this teaser image, which looks like school notes, which has led people to start speculating. Is the story gonna include the Turtles maybe under disguise going to school or something of that nature? Nobody knows yet, but that's the first thing that people started talking about when they saw that teaser image. But that doesn't seem to be the only movie projects in development. There seems to be one more that was reported on earlier this year, and that one is said to be being written by Casey and Colin Jost. One of the brothers worked on Impractical Jokers, the other one has worked on Saturday Night Live. Judging by some of the other people reported to be involved, this does look like a live action one. This one was reported on by pretty big websites, but there hasn't been an official announcement by any studio or anything. Although, one of the brothers, the day the report came out, did post this image, pretty much confirming what was happening. But as of now, that's all we know on that. And I would imagine that would come out a good time after the Seth Rogen one. So yeah, there's a lot of comic stuff coming out. Seems like there's a lot of movie projects doing good. The action figure side of things always has cool stuff coming out with NECA and Super 7, and even Playmates now doing these retro box sets. So looking at the whole Ninja Turtles landscape like that as a whole makes me think, what else could they add to it to enhance the experience for the fandom? And that's what we're going to talk about today in this video. I want to talk about 3 things that they could slide into the existing landscape that I probably spend way too much time thinking about it than I should. But I don't know, I just feel the urge to keep wanting to talk about it. So let's waste no time and take a look at 3 things Ninja Turtles should do that would win over fans. Number 1, let's talk a little bit more about that live action movie that is said to be in development, the one after the Seth Rogen one. If I had to guess, it's still really early in pre-production, if it's even still happening. Who knows with this stuff? Things change so fast, it seems like, in this industry. But if it is still happening, I think there is massive potential here that needs to be discussed. It's no secret that the original 1990 Ninja Turtles movie raised the bar so high that none of the following Ninja Turtles movies that came after it have really captured the magic the way that first one did. So my number 1 thing is continue the 1990 movie Turtles' universe. You could get away with loosely tying in Secret of the Ooze, and with the third movie kind of just joking around about it in the dialogue, like someone saying, remember when we traveled through time, and Mikey going, I don't remember that. Something of that nature. The fans would play along as long as we got to see what happens to these turtles after those movies. You could even set it in the 90s, which is really a nostalgic time for a lot of people. Seeing the Turtles get their first Super Nintendo, their Sega Genesis, and just like the essence of that first movie, lean on those old Mirage comic stories as a structure for the arc you want to tell. Have the martial arts be really well choreographed and have the fights be serious, while still remembering to keep the Turtles likable and charming like they were in that first movie. When it comes to the story, the original 1990 movie was kind of like a mix between like the first issue and a little bit of the other issues that followed it, where the Turtles get ran out of town and have to go to the farmhouse and then return to fight the Shredder. But there's still more stories they could lean on, like the Baxter, Stockman, and Mousers storyline from issue 2 of the Mirage comics. I feel like that in itself would be a good launching point. We haven't really seen Baxter Stockman unleash his Mousers in a big live action movie. Then just for the sake of capturing a lot of the general audience, you could have another movie where the Turtles face the Shredder again. Then once he is defeated, you could move on over to the City at War arc from the original Mirage comics, where everyone's just kind of fighting everyone and the Turtles are caught up in the middle. And then move on over to the more spacey stuff like the Triceratons invade Earth for a movie, and maybe hold some type of a tournament like we saw in the early Mirage comics. And all of this needs to be building up to a Dimension X Krang storyline. That should be their Thanos, their endgame, with possibly Shredder returning for that. There's so much potential there, but you have to get the look of the Turtles right. They have to look like how they looked in that that first movie. Not the second one, not the third one. It seems like having martial artists in Henson suits would be key. Maybe use a little CGI to polish up the faces and get rid of some of the imperfections, but it's such a great look that resonates with so much of the fandom. The look of the entire movie has to look like that first movie too. The first one was dark and moody and looked like a film and not some cookie cutter blockbuster. And yeah, that's my number one. I know it's a lot, but in my opinion, that's what it would take to really get the audience to pop. I can already see it now, them dropping a teaser for it, and the same scene of Raphael lowering the sewer lid happens and him saying damn plays out, but you could tell it's been recreated for a scene for a new movie. People would love it. The internet would literally explode. Number 2, The Last Ronin. The success of this thing has been awesome to watch. A lone turtle 30 years in the future goes after the grandson of Shredder who killed his siblings, the rest of the turtles, in the past. This story has been captivating and a pleasure to cover, and personally, I think it deserves some type of on-screen adaptation. Whether live action or animated, that I'm not so sure about. I feel like it would do better as an animated miniseries, just like the comic, have 5 installments, so 5 little episodes, with the finale being a little bit bigger than the others, and do it in the tone the way DC does their animated movies, where they pull no punches. Personally, I think that's the way to go. 2D animated on a streaming service like Paramount Plus, since they're the ones that own the Turtles, and also have it as straight to Blu-ray and DVD as well. Now, when it comes to the live action movie that we talked about before, let's say they go in a different direction that doesn't resemble the 1990 Turtles at all. It'd actually be pretty cool to see those 90s Turtles represented in this Last Ronin storyline, in a live action Last Ronin miniseries. Because funny enough, the Last Ronin takes place 30 years in their future, and the 1990 Turtles was around 30 years ago, so the actors and everything would fit the roles perfectly, specifically April. Imagine seeing the Henson suits like in the flashbacks and stuff, and then like an aged up Henson suit for the Last Ronin himself. I've actually seen the artist of the flashbacks of the comic, Ben Bishop, talk about that on his Twitter. I think it's his pinned comment. And yeah, this is definitely something fans would love to see. I don't think you can do no wrong on this one. I think animated or live action, there's just so many fans that have embraced this Last Ronin story. But I do gotta say, the live action one, if done right, would be a game changer. Number 3. I touched on this in the intro of this video. Right now in the franchise there seems to be a gaping hole right where a TV series should be, which just seems so strange considering how big the brand is. Maybe they're just letting it breathe considering we just finished 2 different series. But when the Turtles do come back onto TV, or a streaming service as a series, whatever it may be, I really hope they plan on adapting the IDW Ninja Turtles. It's such a good amalgam of all the different Turtles that have ever existed. They bring in stuff from the old comics, stuff from the 87 TV series, stuff from the 2003 show, and also just original ideas as well that they came up with, and blended all so well, especially from learning about their new reincarnation origin that we had never heard about before, to that battle with Shredder on the rooftop. For those of you who have never checked out the IDW comics, definitely go do so, but you got to start from the beginning. There's some great stuff early on. You have to check it out. But yeah, for this TV series, I feel like you'd need somebody who worked on those overseeing this, though. I feel like Tom Waltz would probably be the person for that. To me, he's like the Kevin Feige of the Turtles. But yeah, the IDW comics have set such a good roadmap for a series that, as long as they stick to the books, fans would flip. At least when it comes to the story. When it comes to the actual designs of the Turtles for a series like that, I feel like those ones they used for those summer shorts that's currently playing right now would be perfect for something like that. It would be a new, updated design, but they still look like the Turtles and have that charm about them that everyone loves. But that about does it for my list of 3 things the Ninja Turtles should do that would win over fans. To me, these things are just so obvious that it kind of hurts that it's not being done already. I kind of feel like that Shia LaBeouf meme, but hey, maybe this is in their plans and we're gonna get something like this. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know down below what you think of those picks. Thank you everybody for watching. Hope you're enjoying the content. Hit subscribe if you're new. All we talk about on here is old, new, and upcoming Turtle stuff, and I will see you guys in a little bit with another video. Take care.